because my Theros game ran all the way up to just now. So let's see. I gotta get out of this game. Did notice we're having some compendium issues today at Roll20. As a side note.
I see.
Yeah, actually, we were trying to have one of the characters because they were leveling up to level 3 to add their subclass, and you click on the like features. Roll20 opens a window, and it says features for fighter style, and it doesn't take you to the fighter styles. It takes you to the entirety of the player's handbook. It's like, that's
Weird.
not how that's supposed to work.
Huh.
So I know we have one missing person.
Ram.
Yeah, he's missing. He's out sick.
Oh no.
Okay.
So, anybody want to volunteer to run him, or?
Roll a d20.
Yeah, there's that.
Who rolls highest, I think, or lowest?
It's whoever gets the lowest winds up running the character.
Okay. I'm guessing it's me unless Edmund rolls lower than a 5.
I'll just miss to roll. I don't mind playing him though, if that's fine. I can do that.
You
Just
want to
roll.
play him?
Sure, I'd volunteer.
Okay.
You volunteered to be a tribute. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go up to Bram, make sure you have rights. Okay. Give you a couple of minutes to look over his character sheet.
Okay, I'm good to go.
Okay. So last time we had a kerfuffle at the city council. You guys were getting paid. The Banzif shows up with a Cyclops who claims he can convert dragons in body, mind, and spirit. And what are you guys doing?
We haven't really decided on what we were like in the middle of conversation, right?
Right.
Like, just after one of the council members insulted the Cyclops, and he was turned into a frog.
Yes,
And then turned back.
correct. And there's still the unresolved transportation situation for the Guardian Naga.
Mm-hmm.
There's still Castle Greyhawk being occupied by dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And Vecna, by the looks of things. So, yeah, there's also the let's get the hell out of town way aspect.
We were discussing, like, you said that there were 3 days to send a message, 3 days to receive a message back, and I think we discussed, like, Portil going to go to her faction and start researching about Vecna and
Okay.
what was it? The item that was guarded in the library?
Yes, the Krishinaban, the
Yeah.
crystal shard. You guys did see that posted in the Discord chat, correct? The details?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I guess Tilwyn will be doing that while we wait for the reply to come back. And we should also sell some stuff.
Did we send a message?
Not yet.
I think so. We should.
I mean, I don't know if we have
The Church of Pelor said, but we just need to send it anyway, just to let them know that Neferi is okay.
Well, we can't say the name Neferi. That's something we gave the Naga.
Well,
That's true.
one of their kidnapped guardian Naga is okay, and that he's in Greyhawk.
Yeah, that would work.
Just to alleviate some worries, maybe.
Okay. But for the moment, you are standing in the middle of the city council.
In the city hall, I'm assuming.
Yes, and you guys have said, I know who that Cyclops is.
Yeah, I remember reading about it in the book. So yeah, we know he's a kind of a legend.
And that it is rather likely that he is the true Cyclops that can convert dragons.
I mean, the names match in the book, and the information
And
you
he-
gave us also match.
Cyclops.
And he turned that guy into a
and-
frog.
Well, it wasn't him exactly.
No, it was not him.
Oh, oops. Well, a frog
It
was
was-
turned into a guy
it
on
was
his
like-
It
behalf.
was likely his mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the god of the halflings, right?
Yes, goddess. Yes.
Goddess.
Yandala, goddess of the hearth.
Yeah. Yanava or Yavanna? Or is Yavanna from the Lord of the Rings?
Yanala, I heard.
It's Yandala. Yondalla. Oh.
Apostrophe or
Hang on.
Have we asked him exactly why he came to the city, or have we not yet?
I
Grimshion.
don't remember us doing
I
that.
think he just told us that he's a dragon whisperer, but we didn't ask him why exactly he came here.
No, he has not told us exactly why,
Okay.
from my memory.
So, putting this in Discord. Let's get to Greyhawk.
And then has Bram already told the council about the dragons under the city?
I mean, that was a part of our report, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the details on
Yandala.
Yandala.
More just images.
No, if you scroll down, or if you take the press the arrow down, it'll expand and show more.
Oh, okay.
It'll say Yondala, protector and provider, lawful good, halfling, and portfolio would be halfling, protection, family, fertility, community, tradition, and
Yeah, it should be a text file. You should just be able to.
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll look at Grimshion and just politely ask him. So, why did you come here? And I mean, how did you hear about the dragons?
Oh. I mean, Bad Fizz here said I should come because there were bad dragons here.
Did I catch that he caught himself saying someone else's name?
Yeah. Me as
No.
well. I was also.
Yes, you can all roll perception checks on that.
Yes, please.
not insight checks.
Perception is more like hearing, noticing something, observing.
Yeah.
Insight is checking if the person.
It's like intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
17.
Yeah. You catch the slip.
Will you start with P? P-E?
I'm sorry.
What did he start with before he changed to Banzif?
An F.
F.
Everyone except Bram, because Bram got a 10.
Well, even Bram would know. Would have noticed.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So it's
DC
not
was
very
10
hard
on this one. Yeah.
to see. Okay.
Because it was a highly audible.
Did the whole room hear that? Or
Yes,
like,
essentially, yeah.
Can I gauge the reaction of the
Of Banzif?
room? Yeah, at the the almost name that he said.
Oh, so the perception of the Cyclops is that the Cyclops is not the brightest lamp in the room. And
No, I mean like Edmund. Like obviously he caught that there was like another name almost said.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
But does anybody like react to that
No,
kind of like
no.
thinking that?
Because their thinking is he was just making a confusion mistake.
I see. Okay.
Could I insight the almost name said before he corrected himself?
Insight.
Are you trying to discern his name? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm trying to gauge the um, Cyclops' own reaction to his almost saying the wrong name.
Oh, he doesn't react at all. He just keeps moving on.
No, I mean like
No.
not
Words are hard.
reaction. I guess reaction wouldn't be the right word.
You mean Grimshion or Banzif?
Grimshion. Never mind.
You can think of the words that you want to use.
No. That is the problem with being multilingual.
Gotcha.
When you
I
speak
understand.
multiple languages, you tend to forget everything else as well.
Yeah.
Like, I constantly forget words, and I have to use a different language to think of the word. And sometimes I don't remember languages.
I
Languages I know.
completely understand. I tend to forget my own native language words and have to use English for them.
I've been wondering,
Same
what is
here,
your
both.
native language, Tobin? Because I hear the accent.
Slovenian. I'm from Slovenia.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, technically, my first language is English, but the one I speak most because I live in the country is Norwegian.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I fell in love with the English language when I was 4 or 5 years old. So I've been learning it since then, and I'm basically for the last 20 years, I've been basically thinking in English as well. So I'm thinking of myself like I'm mostly native English speaker now.
I'm curious, how close
My
is Norwegian to Danish?
There are spoken, not really.
Okay.
Written, pretty close.
doesn't Norway have like a lesser used version that's basically like a separate kind of like original language because they wanted one that was distinct from Denmark?
I think you've got it backwards. They made a distinct separate language called Nynorsk, which is probably what you're thinking of. Bokmål, which is the more depending on the region, more common one, is the one that is based off Old Danish, or is more similar to Old Danish.
Right, the common one. Yeah.
Buchwald,
Both are
like
both Bokmål and Nynorsk are very commonly used. It's
Okay.
more like a dialect which has its own written language.
Yeah. Yeah, my mistake.
Okay.
But I began with English. Like I self-taught and spoke first English, and have been thinking English my entire life, mostly.
I see.
Like when it comes to counting and doing the times tables, I quickly turned to Norwegian because that's how I was taught to do the times tables. So it's
like
easier for me to do it in
easy. Yeah,
Norwegian.
it's the easiest. I tend to count in English and everything because it's automatic for me basically.
Oh yeah, but like quick math with times tables and stuff, I have to do Norwegian because I learned math and stuff in Norway with Norwegian as the basis.
Right.
But I can't do math in English.
I can. My grandparents were Russian, so I learned what would I guess best be called child Russian. Ask for a cookie.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
a little bit of
what
numbers.
would
Not much more than that.
I used to be fluent in German, but I moved to Belgium, and we didn't speak German there. We spoke like French. Oh, I went to an English school, but we spoke French in language class,
Hmm.
so I slowly lost it.
I
I
took
was also
German in
fluent in German, but I still understand it. Just trouble finding and remembering words.
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
German in middle school, but I was a bad student in that class, and I got a low grade.
I took Spanish in high school. I still remember some Spanish, but not very much of that either.
I learned Spanish from Mexican telenovelas, and I just started watching one after like 20 years, and I still understand most of it. With
Yeah.
If
And
I
my
were to
family
equate it,
moved around a lot because Dad was in the army
Mm.
and he was stationed in Japan, Germany, Italy.
Yeah, Germany was definitely my dad's favorite, or well, that was my favorite posting that my dad had for the military. I really enjoyed living in Germany.
Perth, Australia was my favorite.
Oh, he was only in Europe, so we didn't really get to live like in the Pacific at all.
Oh, that's too bad.
I have a cousin that lives in Calgary, West Australia.
Yeah. Perth's like one of
well,
the coolest places you've never heard of.
Perth, like,
Yeah,
isn't it like a coastal city?
it is. It's on the western side of Australia, opposite of Sydney.
I know Perth because the family from Australia tends to go to the hospital there if they need to, and they have a cousin there as well. So I know Perth. Of Perth, having been there, obviously.
Uh, large U.S.
if I had to
military. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Uh,
if I had to equate my grade in a grade system that Americans could understand, I think it would be a D in German.
Mine was a B plus because I mostly tended to mix up der, die, das. That was
Mm,
my main problem.
so I
I
got an
was I was
A the first
good
semester,
in
first semester
yeah.
of Spanish, and a D in the second semester.
I mean,
Most
I can speak a little bit of German. Like a white boy can speak a little bit of Spanish. But
Supuesto.
Yeah, my Spanish is down to like hace frío, hace calor. Yo soy de Antonio. ¿Y tú?
yeah, my dad is a language buff. He knows a lot of languages, like probably 21 or something.
Wow.
Though when he had his stroke, he lost the ability to speak most of them the way he wants to. Though he still understands and can read and
Sure.
hear and understand various different languages. It's like
Just spoken words then.
and read. He can also he can. I'm pretty sure he can read Chinese, Japanese, Korean.
Nice. I know a few words of both of those all of those languages, and some more of Japanese because I was into anime a lot, so I kind of learned through anime.
Though anime Japanese isn't like true fluent Japanese. You'd have
I
to
know.
watch.
Dramas. I also watch
Yeah.
drama.
I learned Cantonese and Mandarin. I know how to read and write. because I had a website for years. I had the top uh, homemade telescope website for a number of years. And
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and I had my webpage in Mandarin, Cantonese, uh, Spanish, English, and then I did German and France. German and France, I had to sit there with a book to do the translations.
I know how to read the Japanese, mostly hiragana and katakana, not and some kanjis.
Yeah, Japanese I hated because there's like 100 different forms of Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, at least it doesn't have it 50,000 kanjis like Chinese
Yeah.
does.
Well, that's true.
It has a lot, as many as Chinese.
Yeah, but the Chinese words, don't the words, or sorry, don't the symbols like look like the meaning of the word?
Generally,
Very
yes.
similar, and
Yes.
Like for
one
example, like I had a
one
friend that was
Chinese
Chinese, and
kanji
she
could
did
have
like a
like
presentation for our class.
different meanings.
Like tree looks like a tree, and then forest looks like, I think it's like 3 trees or something.
Isn't that like similar with Japanese, like mountain yama has
Certain
like
certain Japanese words, yes. Not all.
like
I think the
I
ones
think
that come.
river has like 3 I don't know, the lines. I think it's kawa. I don't know.
Anyway,
We're getting away from the campaign.
Yeah. So, yes. Grimshion makes that statement uh, that Banfiz basically summoned him here and give advice on how to deal with the dragons.
Wait, is it Banzif or Bansif? Banfis. Because I've been
Banzif.
calling Banzif all this time. Oh, with double F, cool.
Banzif. Okay.
Uh, and
I mean,
yeah, he's like, so I volunteered. I can go up and talk to the dragons and see what I can do.
I mean, if you're sure, but you should be careful, but because apparently the dragons are working for Vecna.
we're called by him, at least.
Yeah, and they're trying to summon a demon of sorts.
Hello, Castle Greyhawk.
Not sure which one, though.
I mean, I would ask the councilmen what they think our priority should be. What should we focus on?
Yeah, perhaps we can escort Grumshin to the castle.
I was thinking more escorting the Naga to his
Temple, but we need to get
temple.
a return message first
Yeah,
to
we need a
see
message.
what
We have to wait, unfortunately.
they want us to do with Naga.
Okay. So the council starts talking. They're like, okay, if Grumshin can go talk to the Blue Dragons, you guys be his backup. We'll start at that. We think that's a good starting point. Are you guys up for it?
I am. I'm just worried we might not stop whatever is happening underneath Castle Greyhawk in time.
Yeah, we don't know how much time we still have left.
Okay.
I think there should be multiple operations going on so that there is some people who are underneath Castle Greyhawk to help handle the situation down there while we also deal with the dragon.
Like someone to spy, like scout spy on what's happening down there, so we have eyes on the inside, or
Yeah.
down there to see what's happening.
Oh no, I mean like down there to oppose and stop whatever's happening. Don't know if we have people strong enough though.
Okay. Well,
Also, are we at this point? Like, I know that we like kind of did like a for hire thing
Uh-huh.
previously.
Yes.
Would we be at like a point now though where they would just kind of like outright like hire us to like be like official agents of the city or something?
Let's see.
Like official sanction at the minimum.
Sure. Yeah. Really? Well, we can put you on the payroll.
Much appreciated.
50 gold per day
Per day?
for each
I
of you.
mean, you don't expect this to be done within a day, right?
Oh no.
No, I mean like that is 50 gold per day. That is quite a sum
That's
of
pretty
gold.
good, bro. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm just surprised that it's per day and not per month.
Well, they don't know when we're going to die, so.
Yes.
This is true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Big if true.
One of them's like,
Big if true.
okay, I got the big guy dead by 2. Who wants to put a gold piece on by 3? Grimshion's like, I guess I should go talk to the dragons.
We'll go with you, like we said.
Indeed. But before he departs, can
Uh-huh.
we like get some new gear?
Sure.
Yes.
Like, meet us at the entrance to the castle in like 2 hours or so, just so we can go sell some stuff.
And
Oh,
2 hours
you
seems a little bit
guys should
short, though.
not meet at the entrance. You won't survive.
No, I mean at the gates towards the castle.
Ah,
Greyhawk.
okay.
to the gates outside of town.
Okay. All right, so
Outskirts of town.
what are we selling? What are we buying?
Let's
mean-
look at our loot table. I know that we discussed this previously.
Yeah, everything. I would suggest selling everything, but what I
A
wrote
couple of the
up
stuff
there.
we can use to make some useful equipment.
Yeah, like the leg spines for lockpicks and arrow shafts, and spider silk 100 feet. That's like very good rope, like, right?
Yes.
So I guess that
Yeah.
I suggest not selling potion of healing and antitoxins.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would sell
enemy
the
potions.
spear and the hand axe though.
I mean, we can sell everything, but those few items and the scrolls, because unless you need everything, often thrall and gust of wind.
Oh yeah. I won't be able to
And-
use those.
I mean, we don't don't need most of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any chance that we could
I mean,
take some of these things and get some stuff like crafted for us. I don't know. That
I
might
am
take more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
proficient with pole arms, so I could technically use the spear.
Use the what? Oh, the spear?
Yeah. I mean, take it
I
if
am
you
proficient with
you
pole
might
arms.
you might need reach. Like I think spears have like 10-foot reach.
The masterwork short sword, do you think that I should take that or should we sell that?
I mean, is it better than a normal short sword? I'm not sure what the difference is.
Yep.
So
Masterwork makes me believe it is, but I don't know if like what that actually means in D&D
so
terms.
here's the difference between a regular short sword and a masterwork short sword, or a masterwork of anything. Primary differences is masterwork weapons typically don't take crit fail damage.
Huh.
So on a crit fail table, if it says your weapon is destroyed, masterwork is exempt from that.
Okay. We should keep that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cody, that might be good for you.
I mean, I don't have mastery in it, but it's a good weapon for me.
So are you selling like everything in the loot list?
Besides a couple of things.
Okay.
Yeah, let's also keep the digestive acid because it's an acid. We can use it to
Yeah.
destroy a lock if we're having problems with it or anything else.
Yeah, so
So-
let's sell all the stuff, it sounds like, from the giant centipede that we killed.
Minus the
Minus the acid and the leg spines.
Oh yeah, minus that. The silver unicorn tankard, I think we can sell.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what it does. It's not magical.
Scrolls
the
are for
scroll-
wizards only, or how does that work?
I think it's dependent on class. Like a class that doesn't have that on their spell list can't read the scroll, and
Right.
the ones that do can read the scroll and use it, but they have to, if it's a level higher than they can use, I think they have to roll like an arcana or intelligence check to see if it fizzles or not.
Yes.
Look at me knowing
will-
my stuff.
we will also keep the potion of healing and antitoxin.
Yeah, and the Mithril buckler, which is equipped by me, and the short
Yeah.
sword, and the spider sword because it's rope.
Yep.
But everything else, I think, can be
Wait, there's a
sold.
hand crossbow.
And 2 light crossbow with poisoned bolts and normal crossbow bolts.
Yeah, I kind of want one of the crossbows. I think I have proficiency in one of them. Let me double check that.
What is the equivalent of masterwork sword?
Wait, do I not have feats?
Equivalent. Like
Well,
in masteries.
there's a masterwork longsword, masterwork bow.
Sword.
Oh, I do not have the feat.
I'd say that every weapon and everything like has a masterwork variant of it.
I tried to search masterwork, but I didn't see any. I guess I just didn't search properly.
At what level do we get a feat?
4th. That's the next level.
Unless it's a origin feed.
Which we
No,
get
it's not
with our background.
Right, I already have my
Or
background feat.
So something to be aware of. And here's an important difference. Masterwork items are not magical, but a masterwork weapon will give you a +1 to attack rolls, but not to damage rolls. Um, now
Uh,
in 5e raw, there's no standard masterwork. Uh,
That's what this is from 3.5, if I was reading
yeah,
correct, right?
yeah. Um, typically, masterwork weapons cost 300 additional gold piece above their normal
Norm,
cost.
but so it's a pretty
Interesting.
valuable thing.
so I should just do a short sword and manually make it +1 to attack rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll also sell my javelin actually. Oh, I have 6 of those.
And you're not using them.
No.
So I guess we should just sell everything so we're as light as possible, and if possible buy the basic bag of holding for the 250 gold pieces if we can find it, and upgrade
Yeah.
later.
Question for the party.
Huh?
Should I keep a light crossbow or a hand crossbow?
Light crossbow is two-handed, hand crossbow is one-handed, right? That you can use as a bonus action.
Correct.
But requires 2 to load, no?
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
much of a user of crossbows. I prefer longbows in playing my
Well, I like
character.
the crossbow because it's kind of like a gun, which is like Indiana Jones.
Mm.
So,
Maybe keep the hand crossbow, and if you get another one, you can use an action and a bonus action to it, and maybe get the crossbow feat, master feat, or
yeah, I
whatever.
was gonna.
So you don't.
That's why I was asking about feats. At level 4,
Yeah,
I might take the
yeah, go
crossbow
for it
expert.
then, and keep both the poisoned bolts and the crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Uh,
So
I could actually use the short sword for the neck uh,
Nick,
mastery.
yeah, you can use it as an offhand weapon. Yeah, because
Yes.
it has a light property.
Yep. Okay. Advance.
So
Wait,
how does
wait, no, you can't,
ammo?
because you need to have either the dagger or scimitar equipped for your main attack or off attack if you want the nick property. Short sword has the Vex property for advantage on the next attack, and you have to have the weapon with the
Yes,
nick
but because
property.
the neck mastery is for all light weapons.
I think only certain weapons have it, like specific weapons.
But the nick counts for other weapons have the light property also.
Okay.
Does it?
That is
So
at least what a different DM ruled for me, but
the shopkeeper's like, all right, for the tankard and all the other stuff, I'll give you 200 gold pieces.
I will sell my 6 javelins.
Right, 200 gold pieces. I'll add it to the party loot and start deleting
Yeah.
what we
What you're
sold.
not keeping, yeah.
And
So
I
I'm
can
keeping
remove
26
6 javelins
gold
from my
plus 10 poison.
loot from
20.
my bag.
So I have 46. Okay. Cool.
How much is the javelin? Or wait, you know what? Never mind. I'll keep them as a thrown weapon that I don't really care about.
I'll also remove the buckler since I have it, and I guess masterwork short sword for Vander,
Yep.
and the hand crossbow and bolts for Edmund.
Yes.
Yeah, how do I get the poison bolts into my inventory? I'm looking in the the
You
codex.
can
I
just
don't
add
see
normal bolts and make the damage poison instead of piercing. And also add poison crossbow bolts. I think that will work.
Alright, I edited the loot.
Yes.
So now we each cough up 10 gold pieces to get the
How would you-
250 gold pieces bag of holding, right?
Sure.
Sure. Wait. But we're 4 in the party.
Yeah, and we have 210 gold pieces in our
Oh.
party loot. So 40
Do we
gold
want to make
pieces.
all of our money like public? Community loot?
How do I add
I mean, unless we specifically say that we take the money that we find for ourselves, let's just put it all into a party loot
Yeah.
and
okay, so
divide
I'm
it
gonna-
at a later time.
I grant you guys 9 gold.
I also grant you guys 9 gold.
Enjoy.
Now, if we're gonna stay a party, I would keep 30 gold to myself and give you everything else. So you would have 559 added to the
559, you said?
yeah, and then I had 30 gold to myself.
Right. 50.
Are you giving her
That's
559 gold to the party loot?
I'm giving it for the party.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm putting
For
in
the
the loot folder. I also give like 500 gold pieces towards the so we have
Party loot.
1,200.
Rolling
So,
deep. Oh my
a
god.
standard bag of holding is 400 gold. As of now.
Yeah, so we have enough for a standard bag of holding. I'm gonna
I'm
remove
moneyless.
400 gold pieces, so that's 800 gold pieces, right? Yeah.
And add a standard bag of holding.
I guess I'll let Bram hold on to his money for now.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
He doesn't actually have any money, so that's fine.
Well, he has 500.
Not surprised.
Yeah, technically he
That's
does have
500.
500. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, right. I forgot that we all got
were paid.
500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were paid.
In total, we would have from the payment 2,000 divided into 500 each.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, Edmund will give a further 470 gold.
Okay.
So 479 total you would give to the party.
Is anyone better at math than I am? Because I'm not really good at math. I'm just
I
gonna.
use a calculator.
So
Yeah.
add 500, subtract 21.
No, I mean I'm gonna add 400 and whatever he said to
400.
869. 869
plus 479.
79 is 1,348.
Yeah, I just use a calculator. I'm lazy that way.
All right, guys. We're going to call it there for today.
It was a good session.
Yeah, took like
What is-
20 minutes to talk about languages and stuff. But that's good.
I mean,
That's
I'm
alright.
gonna play
Happens.
Logan as a language nerd, so I'm gonna take the linguist fit in the future, so I'm gonna learn as like a few more languages.
Gives us a good
Children,
starting
so real
point
quick.
for Monday.
Real quick.
Okay, so in your inventory, when you have like an ammo thing,
Mm-hmm.
do you manually like subtract one every time you fire?
No, No, I started with 40 and I make a note in my combat notes. Like I used one arrow and then I roll to see how many arrows I've recovered, and then I remove the number of arrows I've lost from what I have in my inventory. Like I've lost 3 arrows so far, so I have 47 arrows left.
Okay.
I think that's like easier than like manually, like every time I shoot an arrow, just subtract the arrow and then add it back if I manage to recover it.
All right.
Sure.
Bye,
Okay,
guys.
and then for poison bolts, am I adding the poison